There are two things people usually care about with dash cams. First, can it clearly capture plates and road details? And second, can you install it without turning the entire car into a wiring project for 3 hours? So today, we are checking out the Magellan DR52 because this one tries to simplify both sides of that experience. You get dual cameras, GPS, Wi-Fi, parking mode support, and even the 128GB card already pre-installed. So let's mount it up, drive around a bit, and see how it actually performs outside the spec sheet. So in the box, Magellan includes almost everything you need, and honestly, that is something we have to appreciate. Now, a lot of brands still handle badly. They advertise many things, but later you realize the hardwire kit costs extra. But Magellan already includes it from the beginning. Here we get the front camera, the rear camera, the 360-degree swivel mount for the front cam, the car charger, hardwire kit, trim tool, cable clips, and also the long 8-meter rear camera cable. So for most vehicles, whether it is a sedan, SUV, or truck, you already have enough cable length to route everything cleanly. There are also quick start manuals included, which actually help because dual dashcam wiring can feel confusing the first time you do it. And for storage, there is already a 128GB high-endurance microSD card pre-installed inside the camera, so you do not need to buy extra storage before using it. Now, one extra thing worth mentioning is the free Fuse Tap promo for early buyers. And honestly, redeeming it is simple. You just open the Amazon listing, select the claim-free item section, switch to the bonus tab, and add the Fuse Taps to your cart. The discount applies automatically during checkout. The front camera itself feels compact and pretty straightforward. It has a black plastic body, a 2.7-inch LCD display on the back, physical control buttons on the side, and the lens module on the front. Now, it does not feel super premium or overly heavy, but it also does not feel cheap once mounted. And honestly, with dash cams, reliability matters more than fancy materials, because this thing mostly stays attached to your windshield all day. Its swivel mount is actually useful too because you can rotate and adjust the front camera angle pretty easily. So if your windshield shape is awkward, or if you want to slightly reposition the frame, it takes only a few seconds. The rear camera is simpler. It attaches with adhesive, and once installed, it mostly stays fixed in position. The body feels lighter than the front unit, but for a rear camera, that is completely fine. And one thing we like during setup is that the wiring ports are positioned cleanly on top of the front camera. So once the cables are tucked under the headliner, the setup looks neat instead of messy. Installation here is actually pretty manageable, even if this is your first dash cam. The front camera mounts near the rearview mirror, and then the rear cable routes along the roof trim toward the back windshield. Magellan includes the trim tool and clips, which help hide the cables underneath the panels. Now, depending on your car, this can still take a little patience because routing an 8-meter cable across a cabin always takes time. For power, the front camera gets through the cigarette lighter adapter by default, and then the rear camera connects directly into the front unit. So the front camera powers the whole system. Now, if you want the full parking mode features, then you need to install the included hardwire kit into your vehicle fuse box. And honestly, this is where the DR52 starts making more sense, because parking mode becomes much more useful once it runs continuously. A lot of people ignore this feature until something happens while the car is parked. Maybe somebody backs into your bumper, maybe somebody scratches the side, or maybe there is movement around the vehicle overnight. So having motion detection and collision recording active all the time adds extra security. Now let's talk about the actual recording quality, because this is the reason people buy a 4K dash cam in the first place. The front camera records in true 4K at 2160p and 30 frames per second, and during daytime driving, the footage looks detailed and clean. Street signs stay readable, lane markings look sharp, and license plates become visible once cars move within normal distance. And this camera handles motion pretty naturally. You won't see footage that are sharpened too aggressively like some cheaper dash cams, which creates fake detail and messy edges. What you are getting is more balanced instead of overly processed. Now, its 130-degree field of view also feels practical. Wide enough to capture nearby lanes and intersections, but not so wide that everything starts looking distorted. Then the rear camera. It uses a Starvis 2 IMX678 image sensor and records in native 4K resolution, so you're getting true 4K footage rather than an upscaled image. That said, if you compare the front and rear cameras side by side, you may still notice some differences in image quality depending on lighting conditions, processing, and sensor characteristics. Still, for a bundled rear unit, it performs well enough for daily driving. Night recording is usually where weaker dash cams fall apart. Headlights become blown out, darker roads lose detail, and fast-moving cars turn blurry very quickly. And this is where the Starvis 2 sensor helps the DR52 quite a bit. During nighttime driving, headlights stay more controlled than expected, and darker areas around the road still keep decent visibility. So instead of getting crushed shadows everywhere, you can still recognize nearby vehicles and surroundings. Now it is not magic. If a car flies past quickly in low light, readability still depends on speed and distance. But overall, the footage stays clean enough to remain useful during actual incidents. The rear night footage is decent too, although again, the front camera clearly performs better overall. The DR52 also includes built-in Wi-Fi and GPS, which makes daily use easier. With the phone app, you can connect directly to the camera, preview footage, and download clips onto your phone. Now, transferring large 4K videos still takes some time, which is normal for most dash cams, but shorter clips move over pretty smoothly. GPS tracking records route and speed data alongside the footage, which can help during insurance claims or accident reports. And honestly, the app itself feels functional more than polished. It works fine, but it does not have the cleanest interface we have seen. Still, once everything is configured, you rarely need to open it often anyway. After driving around with the DR52 installed, the biggest takeaway is that it feels dependable. It records automatically every time the car starts, loop recording works properly, the included SD card handles continuous recording without issue, and the footage quality stays consistent. And honestly, that reliability matters more than fancy marketing terms. Because the whole point of a dashcam is to capture the one moment you hope never happens. At around $169, the overall package actually makes sense. You get dual cameras, front 4K recording, Starvis 2-night performance, GPS, Wi-Fi, parking mode hardware, and storage included from day one. And that combination makes the Magellan DR52 feel less like a stripped-down starter cam and more like a complete real-world setup that you can install once and trust daily. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more dashcam reviews.